Hey guys, Jacob with Jacob Comics. Happy new comic book day, August 14th, 2024. I hope all you guys found all your books in your cubby, on the new comic book shop wall, or mailed to you, however you guys get your books. I hope you guys found all the books you're looking for this week. It was actually a really big week for me. I got 6 books, unusual for me if you watch every week, here in the loud, mysterious black bag. As usual, do want to let you guys know about my Instagram sales that I do. We still have 9/8 mystery boxes available right now. While supplies last, we're throwing in 5 exclusive free comics. You get 2 virgins and 3 trade dresses. Retail value of $105 plus whatever 9/8 you get. Pretty crazy deal. Come check me out on Instagram. Links are below. Let's get dived into the video, guys. Loud, mysterious black bag out of the way. And in my number 6 slot, like I said, got 6 books, so we got a top 6 this week. In my number 6 slot, I have Amazing Spider-Man 55. I thought about this book like it was kind of there this week. Like it had, so I liked the story if that was Mary Jane. And so it not being Mary Jane, it felt kind of odd a little bit to me. Like, and so that's just where I'm at with it, guys. It actually read good. Like, Wells' writing was pretty good. I was sort of impressed with the way that Wells wrote the little interesting romance one-off that we got in this book. Because as you know, if you watch other reviewers too, it's not exactly I mean, it's in continuity, but it's not. It's sort of this side quest story, right? And so that's kind of where I'm at with Amazing Spider-Man on this week. It was okay. I don't know if this is like a story Wells has wanted to tell either. It seems kind of odd as we're ending the Wells run that this is what he would want to do with a one-off story. Though it was well written and probably well intentioned. I just didn't like the thought process of it, and was kind of like, I don't feel like that would be where Peter's at right now. That's what I have on that. I don't know, like, maybe at least for me, Peter's not that big of a horn dog. I don't think he would be ready for another relationship so soon. After everything that's happened with him and Mary Jane as well, and then, you know, this off and on again long time relationship with Black Cat, where, okay, if that kind of stirred itself back to life, I could see that with, you know, him being at his lowest after losing Mary Jane, but I can't see that with, you know, this completely new character that he's never dated before. And I'd additionally say, had he got back together with Black Cat, I would sort of, you know, so soon after him and Mary Jane breaking up, I would kind of be like, well, that's obviously not gonna last. You know, you're not ready for a relationship yet. And that's, you know, it didn't. That's sort of what Black Cat said to him before the relationship even got started. Like, look, man, you're not ready. You haven't got over Mary Jane yet, man. And I don't want to be your, you know what I'm saying, your second choice here. Because that never works out. And so I don't know what's going on with that story, and to kind of be wrapping up your run, and that's what you're doing, feels like you're leaving the next writer with a chore to unwrite everything you did anyways. I hope I didn't spoil it too much. I don't feel like that was spoiler laced. Just my thoughts on it. I didn't super dislike it because the writing was good and I was sort of entertained as I was reading through because of the good writing and because I always give everything a chance, and new relationships or not, I wanted to give this character and everything that was going on its full chance. But after reading it and kind of thinking back upon it, those are my thoughts. In my number 5 spot, I've got Miles Morales, Spider-Man 23. And this one's just interesting. You know, Miles is, as we can see on the cover, so it's not really spoiling anything, Miles is still a vampire. And, you know, I don't know if we really go anywhere else but there with this story. Miles is a vampire, and so he's sort of dealing with this existential crisis of wanting blood, and except Doctor Strange has put a spell on him, and I don't know why. I guess I should be entertained, but I kind of wasn't. I was kind of like, yeah, okay. The reason it actually landed itself above Amazing Spider-Man this week is we have Federico Vincentini back on art, and the art was just jaw-dropping every page, as usual with Federico. And so with that, you know, I'm all on board with it. Like, I love his art, and so he kind of tells the story. You can read the panels and stuff. It's there. Cody Ziegler, you know. And to be fair, I don't know that Miles becoming a vampire was Cody Ziegler's plan. I think that's something that Marvel just put on him, and they're like, hey man, deal with this. And so that, you know, that being said, I think Cody Ziegler is doing the best with what he's been given, and that is Miles Morales, Spider-Man 23 for me this week. The art's just awesome. In my number 3 spot, I have XMen II. And this is where we kind of start hitting a little bit of a spot where number 2 and number 3 were really hard to decide between, because I actually really liked both. And so X-Men number 2 leaves off, I think, where X-Men 1 starts. And if you liked X-Men 1, I think you'll continue to like this run so far. We're getting just fun X-Men stories. They're kind of out on the hunt, if you will, reminiscent of early days with Cerebro, Helmet, finding new mutants. And this is the second story, finding a new mutant. And that sort of, just like the in issue 1, unveils a new mystery that could be a part of the original mystery. I'm assuming that it is, but we don't know at this point, because additionally there's some stuff towards the end of X-Men 1 that happened, and a character that they kind of jumped a couple panels back and forth to, seemingly the new big bad for the team, and them setting up, you know, what they're doing. And we didn't get any of that in this issue, and that's my only real big downfall for this issue. Is, oddly enough, I sort of wanted us to jump back and forth a little bit like we did in the first issue, and hey, let's see a couple panels. What is this bad guy doing? Who is the dude? You know, issue 1's a month old now, so this isn't a spoiler for 2. But who is the dude at the end of issue 1 that the new big bad kind of has locked up in the X Mansion, or at least the new X Mansion that she's now using as her prison, basically, right? And so, yeah, who's that? And we didn't go back to that, so I was kind of sad about that. But we did do a lot of character development in this issue, as far as like the relationships of the characters that are on the team and how they interact with each other. And I thought that was good stuff too. And Ryan Stegman killed the art. There was a little feeling, I would say this, you know, not to knock on anything, but it did feel a little bit rushed in this issue. Like, I don't know if this is in fact, I know this isn't Stegman's top. There was a couple of Cyclops panels where Cyclops looked a little bulkier than Cyclops is, at least to me, but I still love his stylistic choices and how he kind of, the characters still feel the same throughout, and so it was really good. Maybe he was on a little bit of a deadline there for number 2. I don't know. So in my number 3 spot, like I said, kind of almost tied with X-Men, I have Spider-Boy number 10. Continues to be a super fun run, guys. I'm not sure why it's you know, such a low count on pulls every time it comes out, but kind of leading me to think it's gonna get canceled unless I've been here, you know, the previews of upcoming issues. There's a first appearance coming up in, I think it's the next issue or the issue after. I'm not exactly sure, but pretty sure they're on the hot seat and they are trying to avoid getting the axe, probably. And so they're like, let's introduce another new character, because that doesn't really feel like it's time for that yet. It feels like it's time to really start to learn more about Bailey and who Bailey is. And this issue's really good, man. Like, we get through this little Spider-Verse saga that was way better than it had any reason to be. It was more of like a tip to like all these like different Spider characters throughout the multiverse, and they're sort of highlighted and they're given their little time to shine and do their fun thing through these last 2 issues, and that's been super cool. I've kind of like grown accustomed to it. I could have took another issue of this, really, like, but we wrapped that up, and in wrapping that up, something huge happens for the Spider-Boy character going forward, and I'm like super curious to see where we go with that. And you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, we're introducing a new character in the next couple of issues. They're probably going to take some of the center stage a little bit, but we'll see what happens. I've still really been enjoying this run. Dan Slott just knows how to write a Spider-Man character, especially a young Spider-Man character who's still like going to high school or going to middle school, and it's just a fun title that you could read to your kids or share with your kids. It's nothing too spicy, just a good family friendly fun Spider title that I've been having a lot of fun with, and I hope continues. And then in my number 2, I'm surprising, right? In my number 2 spot, I have Venom 36. And as you guys all know, if you've been watching regularly, I have not enjoyed Ram V's and then into oh man, I can't even remember right now. Anyways, the other writer that was on this, why is it not coming to me? Anyways, it doesn't matter. Seemingly, we have a new writer on the book, Grimbeck. No idea, never heard of him, but this was better. This was like a lot better. This felt like Days of the Future Past Venom style. And I'm all about it. It continues into the next issue. You know, we get a cliffhanger at the end of this issue that I'm actually, for the first time in a while, super like kind of waiting with bated breath to see what's going to happen in the next issue. Also, additionally, this is a Venom War tie-in, and this doesn't seem to have, though towards the end it may, but at this point, this doesn't seem to have anything really to do with the Venom War. It has way more to do with during the Venom War, what's going on with Dylan. And as you guys all know, I really like Dylan as a character, and this is not spoiling it, but sometimes people are curious. This is first appearance of future Dylan, kind of like a Cable type character who has a backpack that allowed from Doctor Doom, I think he says, that allows him to time travel around. And so, yeah, it's very Days of Future Past, and it's very good. I was like, okay, maybe we're starting something here. Maybe we can, get a new writer here on the book. And the art was really good too. Super curious to find out what happens with Dylan next week or next month. All right, guys. In my number one spot, another shocker. Honestly, like I kind of think it's a shocker, and just because I go into all these weeks when I read these books with zero anything swaying my opinion of the book. Just, I'm gonna read it. I'm not letting any sort of prior conceived notions or what I thought the book was going to be or anything affect how I kind of see it. I really try to come at it with a fresh set of eyes. And this book kind of blew me away, man. Like, I'm going to say this, and I don't say this often either. I can't say anything about this book without spoiling it. I just can't. Like, outside of you should go buy it and read it, I think you'll like it. Because if I say anything else, it is absolutely going to spoil the book. And part of what made this so good is not knowing what happens going in. Not knowing what to expect going in. And so you have to not know what to expect, but just know it's better than you think it is. And the pitch you've heard, that's not quite the book. That is not quite the book. The book is not that. It's close to that, but they just wanted to get you in the door. They wanted what happens and what the book actually is going to be a surprise. And I was surprised. I was blown away. It's number one. X Factor number one. Not even going to do a spoiler section. Find it on someone else's channel. Lots of people will spoil this, I'm sure. It's because it's that damn good. So that is what I have this week. 6 books, kind of blew the budget. Next week there's only 2 books too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. We got a thorough, what I thought about 6 books this week. I had a lot of fun reading the books. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Helps the YouTube algorithm spread me out like peanut butter. We'll see you guys next time, and have a great day.